Imagine being 5 years old and already having trust issues. Our boy talks to a girl he likes. Rejected. He tries again the next day. Rejected again. By the end of elementary school, Park Jinyong has been rejected 20 times. At that point, his confidence isn't hurt anymore. It's buried under the school playground. Most people would move on after that. This man creates an imaginary friend named Jason and asks him how to never get hurt again. Jason gives him one simple rule: treat every girl like a stone. And somehow it actually works. For 5 straight years, every girl our boy sees turns into a literal rock in his eyes. Then one random afternoon, a girl hands him his dropped phone. And she has a face. A real one. And yeah, she's gorgeous. And that's how this emotionally underdeveloped disaster ends up falling for a girl, while the imaginary gym bro inside his head watches everything like a disappointed life coach. Let's get into it. 20 rejections before middle school. Honestly, our boy never had a chance. So under Jason's guidance, this guy spends years training his brain to completely disconnect from girls. And weirdly enough, it works perfectly. At school, life becomes peaceful. Girls stop feeling scary. Conversations become easy. Our MC finally achieves inner peace through advanced illusion. Then one afternoon, everything falls apart. A girl picks up his phone and hands it back to him. And the second our boy looks at her, he freezes, because his brain actually registers her face. After 5 years, the stone filter finally stops working. And this idiot immediately makes things worse. Before he can stop himself, he blurts out, "You're pretty," then sprints away like he just committed a crime. That night, Jason appears in his room looking more disappointed than usual. His diagnosis is immediate. This girl is dangerous. Stay away from her. Simple plan. Unfortunately, our MC lasts less than 1 school day. The next morning, this man starts avoiding her like his life depends on it. If she walks into a hallway, he leaves. If she gets close, our boy suddenly remembers somewhere else he needs to be. At one point, he literally crosses the street just to avoid eye contact. And honestly, it almost works. Until she corners him after school. She's annoyed, confused, and completely done with his weird behavior. So she asks the question our boy has been terrified of all day. "Why do you keep running away from me?" At this point, our MC panics so hard his remaining brain cells start shutting down, one by one. And somehow, he tells her the truth. Every girl looks like a stone to him. But for some reason, he can see her normally. The second those words leave his mouth, this man fully expects his social life to end permanently. Instead, she smiles, then leans closer and says, "You know that sounded like flirting, right?" Yeah. Our boy is cooked. Jason already understands the situation. 5 years without seeing girls normally has completely destroyed our MC's ability to function around attractive people. One pretty girl appeared and this man folded instantly. Still, Jason refuses to give up. His new strategy? Force the stone filter to activate again, which unfortunately leads to our boy staring at Sanwoo like a man trying to memorize her face for a police sketch. Her friends are getting uncomfortable. Jason immediately changes tactics. Smile at her instead. Now this guy looks like he runs crypto scams in his free time. At this point, our MC decides online communication might be safer. So he asks for her Instagram. Sanwoo opens the app and waits for him to type. And that's when disaster strikes, because this absolute genius doesn't even have Instagram. So right there in front of her, our boy creates an entirely new account. 0 followers, 0 posts. Fresh account made purely because one girl spoke to him. Sanwoo immediately bursts out laughing. And somehow that makes things even worse for him, because she's not making fun of him. She actually thinks he's cute. Then she casually hits him with, "Do you want my number instead?" And just like that, our MC mentally skips ahead to marriage. Inside his head, Jason has to drag this hopeless idiot back to reality before he starts naming future children. That night, our boy uploads his first selfie. The entire photo looks like blurry security camera footage from a convenience store robbery. Then around midnight, one notification appears, and our boy just stares at his screen smiling like an idiot. Yeah, there's no saving him anymore. Unfortunately for our MC, Seonwoo isn't the only girl paying attention to him anymore. One of his classmates, Sookyung, decides she's going to break through the stone filter herself. And this girl chooses the most dramatic strategy possible. Fake falling directly onto the ground. Flower petals, perfect timing. Full romance movie setup. Our boy responds by grabbing her hoodie like a grocery bag and saying, "Ew." Absolutely lethal. Meanwhile, Seonwoo has developed a completely different strategy. Weaponized helplessness. Suddenly she needs our MC to walk her home. Apparently carrying her own bag is impossible now. Public transportation has vanished. Our boy immediately suspects danger, mostly because the last time he walked a girl home, it permanently changed his brain chemistry. But Seonwoo feels different. When this guy says something awkward, she laughs instead of judging him. When our MC gets nervous, she moves even closer. And every time he tries escaping the conversation, she grabs his hand like it's the most natural thing in the world. The more comfortable Seonwoo gets, the more unstable our boy becomes. Because for the first time in years, someone genuinely likes spending time with him. And honestly, that scares him way more than rejection ever did. Meanwhile, across campus, Sookyung is still training like she's preparing for war. Because she has officially decided Park Jinyong is a challenge, and her ego refuses to lose, Jason finally says what everyone already knows. Park Jinyong has fallen in love. Badly. Even breakfast feels awkward now. His dad silently places food on the table and gives our boy that disappointed father stare that somehow says, "You're acting weird," without using a single word. Then school somehow gets even more chaotic. A girl in a yellow hoodie suddenly appears out of nowhere and starts throwing kicks in the hallway like she's auditioning for an action movie. One bad swing later, Seonwoo gets hit in the ankle. Our boy reacts instantly. This man rushes toward her at full speed, trips over absolutely nothing, and smashes his face into the floor before he even reaches her. Honestly, impressive. Now both of them end up sitting together in the infirmary. Seonwoo holding her ankle, our MC holding his broken nose while questioning every decision he has ever made. For a moment, the room goes quiet. Then Seonwoo looks over at him and smiles. Am I really that pretty? And that's it. Our boy's final brain cell officially resigns on the spot. Inside his head, Jason is drinking tea and watching this disaster unfold like it's premium entertainment. Because yeah, Park Jinyong is completely doomed. So that's it for today, guys. If you want part 2, make sure to subscribe. And let's see how much worse our boy's situation gets.